All right, so everybody just started to remember that the Royal Rumble is approaching. So everybody's just starting to declare all of a sudden. So yeah, we got some more people declaring. We got some new number one contenders for the tag team titles. A lot of things to get, to. A lot was going on Raw. Lots of setup for the Royal Rumble. So before we get to the video, like and subscribe, and let's get to it. All right, so we start off with AJ. He goes into the ring, and it's really starting to look like he is retiring. It's just the way that they're doing everything. Just, it came out of nowhere. And you know what? Going back to what AJ said a while back, he said he didn't want a tour like how John Cena did. He didn't want it. He just wanted it to happen. He said in 2026 he was going to retire. He didn't tell us when it was going to happen. So for a lot of us, yes, it's going to be weird. And I don't think we could point the finger at WWE, to be honest with you. I think this is what he wanted. Especially with Shinsuke, what he typed on, I think it was X. I don't know where he put this. And he deleted it, saying that he wanted to retire at the Royal Rumble. Yeah, it's approaching. We're almost 10 years to the day that he he came onto the roster. So it's just like, at the same time, it's like, okay, bittersweet, started in the Royal Rumble, end at the Royal Rumble. I get that. But hey, look, at the end of the day, it's AJ's choice, right? So it is what it is. We got to move on, right? If it's his choice, if it's going to make him happy, then we should be happy for him. This is how he wants to go out. That's how he wants to go out. Yeah, we could have got some more matches out of him. We could have got some more things going on. If this is the end of AJ for good, like no TNA run, nothing in the indies or anything like that, it's his life at the end of the day. Maybe he just wants to spend time with his family like he's been saying. So who are we to tell him, hey, no, keep going? You know what I'm saying? And maybe he will keep going. Maybe this is just a way for him to stay away from stay away. But finish in WWE. I don't know. Let's see what he does. But if it is his last time, look, who are we to tell him no? That's his career. He's done a lot already for the business, and he's the legend. He's the GOAT. And that's it. But yeah, he gets into the ring. And the way he's talking, he's trying to make us feel better, saying, yeah, Gunther thinks that this is going to be my last time. He opens the show, welcome to Monday Night Raw, feels good. Yeah, I got people that I want to keep, that I want to finish wrestling, that he has history with, people back there that he wants to keep wrestling before he's done. He wants to become champion before he's done. This brings out CM Punk, right? So CM Punk goes out there, brings up their history, and then he goes, what are you doing, man? Putting your career on the line. And then AJ goes, it kind of sounds like you're saying that I can't beat Gunther. That he wasn't liking the tone. And CM Punk goes, that's not what I mean. I don't mean it like that. And then he's just like, no, it kind of sounds like it because I'm taking it that way. And all of a sudden, with this back and forth, it leads into AJ saying, look, if I beat Gunther, I become the number one contender for that. So CM Punk just out of nowhere just says, well, I do you one better. How about we do a match tonight? And the crowd goes crazy, of course. And then he goes, as a matter of fact, let's put it for the world title. AJ goes, oh, okay. And yeah, we're getting, for the first time ever, we're getting CM Punk versus AJ Styles in the WWE ring. And it's just like, yeah, it was great. It was like, okay, fired up. We're going to get this match. But in the end, WWE that. So, but we'll get to that. But yeah, it was exciting. Everybody wanted it. So, hey, look, good segment. And the way they're building everything, yeah, it really sounds like AJ's gonna be done. The way that it's wrapping up. Again, it is what it is. What can we do? It's his career. let the man rest, man. But yeah, really good segment, and yeah, AJ, salute to you. All right, next up we had a 6-woman tag team match. Yeah, because of what happened on Saturday main event, Stephanie Vaquer helped them out during the tag team match because Raquel was stepping in. So yeah, makes sense that they did this match. But yeah, really good match. We had Judgment Days, Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez, and Raquel Rodriguez. There we go. I got it. Versus Stephanie Vaquer and Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Yeah, pretty good match. Again, this women's division is ridiculous, right? It's getting so much better. It's been, it's been getting there. They've been building it for a while, and yeah, this match was good. It was good. From before, we used to get these matches. They're exciting, even if it's a tag team. Sometimes we could get hit and miss with matchups, but look, it happens, right? You're not gonna always find chemistry between people. So, but yeah, these 6 women, pretty good job. So yeah, a lot of going on. We had Razor Edge being hit, a lot of stuff. I had to write all the stuff in my notes, and I'm just like, lot to remember. All right, so Razor's Edge being hit. We had a feet to feet. Liv Morgan attempts to hit Oblivion on Rhea at one point. Because lately she's been catching people. It's like an RKO. She's been catching people at the right time. But she tried to hit Rhea with the Oblivion, and on Rhea she counters, right. Roxanne, she gets a sneaky tag, because once she was hitting it, it's like perfect how she got that tag as she was hitting the Oblivion, attempting to. Rio, I keep saying Rio. Get my head together. Io helps out Rhea with the double team that they were gonna do on Rhea, and with that assist, taking out it was Liv she took out. Yeah. Rhea she hits the riptide. There we go. Wow. I'm all over the place. She hits the riptide and she picks up the victory. 1, 2, 3 for the team. There we go. Stephanie, Rhea, and Io Sky, they win the match. Again, good match. A lot was going on, a lot of back and forth, a lot of action. So they pick up the victory. Good for them. And then we cut to a backstage segment with CM Punk walking down the hall, and Finn Balor walks up to him, and he tells him thanks, for giving him his flowers after what went down with the world title. And you assume with what was going on, it looked like Finn was turning babyface, right? The way how things were looking, but CM Punk tells Finn, you gotta ditch the Judgment Day if you want to become world champion and get into the Royal Rumble, right? So I don't know, they're doing this story, right? But we'll get to that later. What happens later on with Finn? But yeah, he tells him that, and Finn looks like he was actually thinking about it. But I don't know. We'll see, because it's interesting what's going on here. So after actually what happened, at the end of the night, I don't know. We'll see what happens at the end with Finn Balor, right? We don't know if this is approaching to a babyface. I mean, he should do it, but after what he did, I don't know. We'll see. All right, next up we get a ring segment with Division, and Paul Heyman. All right, he goes out there and he names each individual, hyping them up, right? Austin Theory, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, Braun Strowman. Logan Paul, they really don't like him. I mean, who does, right? So Yeah, they boo the hell out of Logan. But as soon as they get to Braun, everybody's just barking. Them dogs barking, man. Yeah, so Paul Heyman, right? Then he gets to showing some evidence of Adam Pearce. He goes, okay, here's this moment when he like touches Braun Breaker, right? Video evidence or whatever the hell he's doing. I don't know. Then he shows another evidence of him planting the brass knuckles, right? And I don't know, maybe not. He was doing that, but at the same time, he was arguing with Paul, and he's just like, man, sometimes you don't think, you just do things, and I don't know. Maybe he did do it on purpose. I don't know, but he's just basically just trying to make a case of Adam Pearce having a bias, being biased against them. There we go. That's what I was trying to go. I almost had a brain fart. But yeah, Adam, that leads to Adam coming out. So, all right, he makes his way to the ring, and while he's coming out, Paul Heyman's are hilarious, man. He goes, all right, stand up and boo and give the finger to Adam Pearce. And I'll be honest with you, I think some people actually did it just to laugh. I was watching the crowd, and everybody, it looked like some people probably did it, but they were laughing. But some people were booing too. But I don't know. It was just for fun. I don't think they were actually booing him. Just Paul Heyman's hilarious. But yeah, Adam, he eventually apologizes, right, to Braun, and says that he will never put his hands on anyone ever again, right? And all of a sudden, he goes, yeah, I'm going to put him in the Royal Rumble, right? So Paul goes, oh, okay. He goes, you know what? You make a good bargain. Goes to go shake his hand. Adam turns around, and then he goes, I do you one better. So he goes, I'll put you in the Royal Rumble. I'll put you in the Royal Rumble. I'll put you in the Royal Rumble. So all members of the division is going to the Royal Rumble, right? And Paul's just like, in his face, he's just looking like, the hell is he doing? And then he goes, you know what, Austin, you want some redemption, right? And Austin's like, yeah. And he goes, all right, you're gonna get a match with Rey Mysterio next, right now. And Paul's just like, what are you doing? And apparently it's being applied that Pearce is he's just being extra, right? He's up to something. I mean, you could say that, but isn't that what you wanted, Paul? Right? Didn't you want all your guys to be in the Rumble to help out Braun? I don't know what the whole deal was. Maybe you didn't want them in the Royal Rumble. I don't know, but yeah, it was just Paul Heyman's face the whole time when he was just like, why is Adam being so nice? Why is he doing this? Why is he just giving us things all of a sudden, right? And yeah, I don't know what's going on with this Adam Pearce thing where, I don't know, maybe his hands are forced, or maybe someone told him, hey, give them what they want. I don't know what's going on, but it seems like he's going above and beyond for the vision. And yeah, Paul Heyman is just skeptical about the whole thing. And he's even questioned by Corey Graves too throughout the whole thing. And I'm just like, I don't know. Let's see what happens. But then we get to that match, right? After the break between Rey Mysterio and Austin Theory. All right. So Rey attempts a 619 during the match. Austin, he dodges that, right? He gets into the ringside, and the Vision, Braun, and Logan, they go up to him to assist him, just to check on him. Then Dragon Lee and Penta, they go up to them, they tap them, right? So, they chase him off, and Rey, all right, Rey does a dive to Austin, and when he does that dive, he runs up to Bronson while he's facing Penta and Lee. Does he smack him in the neck or in the head? I don't know. He does one of the two. The way he does it, it was so hilarious and smooth. He goes, mwah. And then he runs into the ring, and Bronson did not like that. He goes, "Oh, what are you doing?" It was hilarious how he just smacked him across the head or neck, whatever he did, like nothing. It was hilarious to me. I don't know if you guys remember that, but look, it was hilarious. All right, so division, we get back into after a commercial break, right? All right, then later on, division, they interfere, of course, right? And Penta and Dragonino, they try to fight him off, and with all the distraction with Ray getting rid of, I forgot which one it was. I think it was Logan or Braun. It was one of the two, right? So he's getting back in between the ropes, and Austin just hit this insane stomp, right? The way the visual of it was just insane. So he hits him with the stomp, and he wins 1, 2, 3. Of course, that stomp is it's very hard to kick out of that. So he gets him with the stomp. After the match, post match, division starts attacking Penta, Ray, and Dragon Lee. So they're getting attacked, and the whole time Corey's just saying, "Oh, this is Adam's doing." So now we're blaming Adam Pearce. Like, what is going on? First, if he was doing something about it, oh, he needs to mind his business, and he's biased between them. He's biased against them. But now he's not doing anything. Now it's on Adam. This is on Adam. Dude, make up your freaking mind. Like, which one is it? Do you want to get involved or not? Like, I don't know what the hell. This is like this is just being hypocritical. I don't know. Corey Graves, I mean, he's a heel commentator anyway, so right. But yeah. And then each person they set up for Braun to spear, because he comes out of nowhere, right? He's just spearing everybody out of their damn shoes. And every time they're holding up someone for him, just spear, right? Spear for Lee, spear for Penta, spear for Ray. Like, it was just like, Jesus Christ. They were beating down these guys at the end. So many repeated spears. But yeah, that's how we end that. So we ended with that. And it was just, again, they're blaming Adam. And it's just like, how are we blaming him? If he was probably backed into a corner, and it's just like, you know what? He's going to leave division alone. And he's going to let maybe someone's going to step up to them and take him out. Maybe he knows something. I don't know. But let's play, definitely let's play this out and let's see what happens. Maybe within, and they also, well, not they, but Corey also says, oh, he's trying to destroy division within. And it's just like, to be honest with you, like I said, if you guys want to see the video that I talked about Austin Theory, I think there's a mole in there. So I think it's going to be done anyway. And I think Austin Theory's that mole. I mean, I wish he's the mole, and the whole time he's been working for Seth. So, yeah. So, applying that Adam's the one that's trying to destroy the division within, no, it's going to be Austin's Theory that's going to do it if they go with that story. I hope they do, because I kind of want to see that happen. And I want Austin Theory to be a baby face, because this heel thing, I want him to be a goofy face. I mean, don't even have to be too goofy, but he could be a goof. He's pretty good at it. So yeah. All right, and then we get a video package of Natalya, and this is the setup for her character, the low-key legend, like that she's been portraying in Bloodsport and AAA. Yeah, that character is such a badass, right? And the way she looks, like her attire, she just looks like she's gonna go out there and kick your ass. And this is the character she should have been portraying a long time ago, because this Natalya Neidhart character, it's all right and all, but I feel like her being a badass is really gonna like up her in the cards. But yeah, she mentions Maxine Dupree, that she was a failure. You know, she can't blame her for her failures, you know. And then she eventually says, yeah, after she's done with Maxine Dupree, that she's going to be going after, she's applying that she's going to go after the Intercontinental title, right? Maybe she mentions the world title as well. I don't know. I'm not too sure, but she definitely implies that she's going to go after that Intercontinental Championship. But yeah, this character, I can't wait for it. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I can't wait for that. Then we get into a backstage segment with Raquel, right? She's yelling at the top of her lung for Stephanie. Hilarious. Look, this is so hilarious. Bailey is on the phone, right? She goes, "Shut up, you idiot." I'm on the phone. It was hilarious because it was just like, yeah, it's like reality. Like somebody's yelling at the top of their lung and you're on the phone. You tell them to shut the hell up. So she gets in Bailey's face, and then Lyra Vaquer just comes out of nowhere. She goes, "We got a problem," and then it just it's just the way she comes in. She might have been standing there the whole time, just like, if she steps in her face, I'm gonna get in her face now. Like literally. But yeah, she looks at both of them. She goes, "You better be lucky. I got some business elsewhere," right? So she cowardly walks away. She doesn't want no beef. Out of nowhere, Stephanie Vaquer attacks her, right? And they get into a brawl, and then everybody just pulls them away. And I'm just like, yeah, hell yeah. This is going to be, they're going to lead up to this. So we'll get to that later on, what they're leading up into that. And then we get a video package of Roman Reigns. And again, they say he's declared for the Royal Rumble. So again, we got this, we didn't even get an announcement from him himself. They're just hyping up Roman Reigns is going to be in the Royal Rumble. So this is how we got Royal Reigns. Royal Reigns. Wow. Why can't I say his name? Royal Reigns? Really? Roman Reigns into the Royal Rumble. That's how we get him in there. And it's just like, it was kind of again, it's WWE forgetting that the WWE was happening. That the Royal Rumble was happening. What the hell's wrong with me? But yeah, that was just hilarious. Okay. Roman Reigns is in the Royal Rumble, guys. Try to remember. Okay, then we get this sit-down interview between Michael Cole and Gunther. All right. So, Michael Cole, he asks Gunther, why would he back AJ into a corner, right? And Gunther just says, what's there to gain? If he just has a regular match with AJ Styles again, what? Okay, he beats him again? No, he wants that glory of taking that career from AJ. And, you know, he starts mentioning like Goldberg. He goes, hey, what is he talking about? John Cena, what is he talking about? So he's taking pleasure of, you know, retiring these legends like Goldberg, John Cena, and he wants to do it to AJ as well. So this is the character that they're building. This is why it's very scary, because I think they're actually going to do it. AJ is going to be done in the Royal Rumble, sadly. And it's just like, for that resume, to take out Goldberg, John Cena, and now AJ Styles. So you're definitely pulling Goldberg to be this freaking monster. So Goldberg, he was WCW, man. He was the top guy. Then John Cena, he was the top guy in WWE. And AJ, he was the top TNA guy, right? And he was in New Japan. He was the guy in the Indies. And then he became the man in WWE. So for those three people to take those names out, yeah, Gunther's going to be a freaking monster after he takes out AJ as well. But yeah, then he gets this guy, he's crazy. Then he looks at Michael Cole and he goes, hey, you're getting up into age, right? It's just like, Michael's like, you could tell he's getting nervous. You can hear the breathing. He goes, I could kick this chair right now, and I can end your career right here. And he's getting uncomfortable, and he goes, but I'm not going to do that. I want you to call the match with between me and AJ, right? And he wants him to say after the match is over that the career of AJ Styles, right, is over. That's what he wants to hear from Michael Cole. So that's why he's not going to take him out. And it's just like, Gunther, you bastard. Relax. He's just a freaking announcer. And yeah, he laughs. And it's just like, all right, this guy's a freaking psychopath. Now he's talking about he can take Michael Cole out. And it's just like, okay. But yeah, he just wants to take the glory and take out every the next person, and he might do it to another person. Let's see. But yeah, after he takes out AJ, yeah, Gunther is just gonna be he's gonna be the guy to beat. He's literally gonna have a really good resume, and you know what? Can't really hate him, right? We can hate him as the character, but hey, tip your hat down to him for him to take out those names. I think he's on the moon right now with what they're doing with him, right? And I don't think he's ever going anywhere, especially for the names that he's taken out. And that man's gonna have a really good career at the end of the day. And yeah, that's what he's doing. So okay, can't get mad at now. We can't get mad with the whole thing with him taking out John Cena. He actually had a plan with this, so yeah, can't get mad at it. Then we cut to Jey Uso. He's making his way to the ring for the number 1 contenders match, and we go to break. We come back. Backstage segment. Wow, I'm all over the place. Why do you watch me? Backstage segment with Finn. He goes to Adam Pearce. He declares himself into the Royal Rumble. Adam tells him it's filled. He goes, "What do you mean it's filled?" He's like, "It's filled." I'm just like, Adam, how is it filled? How's it filled? How is it filled? Number one, do you have some people in there that we don't know about? Because I'm pretty sure there's some spots open. I'm pretty sure there were a lot more spots open. Unless he gave the rest away to the freaking Vision. So, and I'll laugh my ass off if Dominic Mysterio is one of them that's in the aroma. Finn wasn't. I think that's what's gonna have him be a face after that. If he gets tired of what CM Punk told him, the whole thing with ditch the Judgment Day, because he specifically told Finn to, you gotta get away from Dom, right? So it'll be funny if Dominic is in the Royal Rumble and Finn isn't, and that's gonna open his eyes right there. But before we get to that, so he gets upset. He goes, failed. He goes, I'm not done with this. And he walks away, and he walks into Liv, and she's giving him this cynical look. She's just like, what are you doing? I heard you talking to CM Punk, he was giving you flowers. You believe him? That she's basically being a manipulator, basically, and telling him, you don't believe him, right? And I heard him say for you to ditch the Judgment Day. Like, no, we're your family. Win a world title. You do it with the Judgment Day. And she's just manipulating him. He goes, you know what? Let me get time to figure this out. And yeah, basically she does manipulate him, and that's what causes him to do what he did later on. So she got in his head, and I don't know if this is just Finn's master plan or if this is what he really wanted to do. Who knows? Finn does what he wants, right? So I don't know if he was listening to Liv or he actually acted on his own, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, let's see what happens later on. All right, now we get to that number 1 contenders fatal 4-way tag team match for the tag team titles. So we get the New Day, right? We already knew they were going to be in there. Alpha Academy, which I kind of knew was going to be in there because the whole thing where Otis approached Jay, and I guess Jay didn't take him seriously, but he was being serious. So yeah, they were in there. Then we got the Creeds. Where the hell the Creeds been? It's like, all right. So I don't know what they did to earn the shot. And we get the Los Americanos. And it's just like, okay. In a way, they've been on TV, but they've been losing single matches. So I don't know how they got in there as well. Maybe they politic their way in there. Who knows? Or maybe there wasn't enough tag teams around for Adam. Maybe he just saw in the hall and goes, you're in it. You're in it. I don't know. But yeah, the Creeds, they were looking dominant in this match. So the Creeds were really good in NXT. I don't know what happened that they just fell off. The whole ever since, like, I don't know. Even with having Chad Gable around, they weren't doing anything. They were losing too. But hopefully with Chad coming back soon, which I hope is in the Royal Rumble, this is probably why Adam told Finn there's not enough room, because there's probably going to be surprises that we don't even know, because they've been naming people like Roman, and it's just like, okay, they put a few names in there already that you got to have this surprise stuff, right? So definitely let's have Dominic be a surprise. Let's have Chad Gable be a surprise. And hopefully Chris Jericho is one of the surprises, right? And a couple more. Let's see what happens. But moving on, I want to get off track. So yeah, the Creed brothers were taking over, looking really dominant, right? And then after we get back into the break, then the New Day all of a sudden are on top. That's what happens when you go to break and then come back, and then all of a sudden another team is on top. That happens all the time. But yeah, Xavier gets he gets headbutted. At one point, Xavier gets headbutted on the cock. Right? So you had, I think it was Bravo or Royal, it was one of them. He was in the corner, and then he falls into Xavier's cock. And it was just hilarious how it happened. It was just, boom, just hits him right in the cock. And Otis hits a collar, right? Can't remember who exactly he hit a collar on. Again, this was a match. It's a fatal four-way. It was a lot going on. And then really shockingly, Tozawa runs wild, right? He runs wild on everybody. He was definitely hitting moves like crazy. Tozawa was doing his thing in this match. And it's just like, please, yes, let's do something with Tozawa. He's been a jobber in WWE, and it's just sad to see, because he was definitely something in New Japan, right? But yeah, he was definitely doing something in this match. He was going wild. And then he takes off the shirt like Hulk Hogan. He rips it off. But yeah, then at one point, I get Grayson Waller try to get involved, and then Jey Uso just super kicks him into the over the barricade. And then the New Day's like, what is going on? And then whatever. And then Tozawa hits that. What is it? I forget, the senton. There we go. He hits the senton, and they win. And I'm just like, holy shit. All right, Alpha Academy wins. They earned their way to face the Usos. There we go. I'm kind of glad that this is number one contenders match. We built to it, and they got it. And then unfortunately, it's just Jay there, because Jimmy, he's probably with wow, I can't even remember. He's with Naomi. There we go. He's with Naomi. Maybe they had a baby already. I'm pretty sure the baby's already born. So, he's on maternity leave. So Jay has to, unfortunately do this on his own for now, up until we get that match between these two. Between the four. So yeah, he holds up the title, and then, he fist bumps both of them, and that's it. And then we cut to the backstage with Jackie Redmond with Becky Lynch. She gets on her jersey or whatever. Whatever, she's a heel. She goes after people she goes after every town, every city she goes to, gets on their teams. And so Becky says she's entering the Royal Rumble, right? And then she also mentions, she basically agrees with what Natalia was saying, that Maxine was a waste. What did she call her? She called her something. Maxine. She called her Max. I don't know. She said something. I forgot exactly how she said it. And then she goes, and I heard her also mention about my title. Well, she can't do that unless she wins the Royal Rumble. And I'm just like, if she wins the Royal Rumble, she can go after your title? What? No. Go after the world title. Why does she need to win the Rumble to go after your title? Doesn't make any sense. And then that's when she enters herself into the Rumble. And then the Kabuki Warriors come out of nowhere and then interrupts and goes, "You're not winning the Royal Rumble." This is Kairi Sane telling Becky this. And then she goes, "Asuka, you're not ready for Asuka." And then Becky goes, "Oh, I'm ready for Asuka. I've beaten Asuka actually multiple times." It's just like, damn, Becky, relax. So yeah, before they walk away, Kairi kind of goes to attempt to grab her title, and then Becky just goes it was just funny how it looked like she tried to grab the title, and Becky just looks at her and just, "Get away from me." And then you hear Asuka screaming, and then she gets scared. It was just hilarious how that came about. And then we jump to AJ Styles and getting ready, and Javon Evans is like, "Oh man, I'm talking about, I hope I see you in the tour," right? And AJ tells him bet. And then he explains to him what bet means. And then Javon goes, "Yeah, I know what that means." He looks confused, so I know what that means. Then AJ just walks away like, all right, whatever. And then AJ goes, man, that kid's weird. It was funny to me. I don't know. It might have been silly, but it was funny to me how AJ tried to explain bet to him. This is like, come on, AJ. What are you doing? Then we got to another segment with Stephanie telling Adam she wants basically she implies she wanted a match, but then she goes, no, I want to fight. And Adam goes, you know what? I'll give you a Philadelphia street fight. And yeah, we're getting that. I think they imply for next week. Yeah, so after the Royal Rumble, we're getting that street fight between those two. All right, let's see what happens there. That should be a good one. Then we get an Obafemi video package, and now he's declared to be in the Royal Rumble. We should have just got this as like a surprise. I don't know why they even mentioned that he's going to be in the Royal Rumble, but hey, whatever. And then we get a backstage segment with Division planning and agreeing who should be the winner. Right? Logan just coming up with a plan, and then he says, I think Braun should win the Royal Rumble. Bronson goes, I agree. Austin goes, I agree. And it just cuts to Braun, and it's just like, yeah, they have a plan. And I don't know, something's gonna happen. Maybe I feel like they're gonna do something big at the Royal Rumble. So I don't know. Let's see what happens. All right, main event time. So we get CM Punk versus AJ Styles for the first time in WWE for the World Heavyweight Championship. This was a really good match, right? Definitely the way they're setting everything up, it just looks like AJ's gonna retire, and it's sad. Don't want to see it happen. But look, at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's his career, right? He can do whatever he wants. He gave his all to us. So yeah, all right, lots to talk about here. We get a bunch of back and forth of these guys attempting their moves, right? So AJ Styles attempts the Styles Clash. Punk, he moves out the way. They end up in the outside, and Punk hits the GTS right on the outside. He tries to get AJ in, and by the time he gets AJ in, AJ plays possum, right? And he hits the Styles Clash. 1, 2, ooh. He kicks out, right? Then AJ attempts at the Phenomenal Forearm, but Punk, he hits the rope, kind of breaks that up. So he loses his balance, right? So they go back and forth. AJ hits the Pele kick, and Punk attempts another GTS, right? And they go again back and forth. This match was so good, and it was a lot going on. And all right, they end this match with a disqualification. Finn runs into the ring and just stops the whole thing, and it's just like, this is the second main event on a WWE show that they do this, right? On Friday, they did a disqualification. Okay, you wanted to protect Trick and Damian before the Fatal 4-Way match, but why'd you do it here? And I get it. You don't want CM Punk, the world champion, being pinned, and you don't want AJ losing before he maybe loses to Gunther at the Rumble. So it's like, again, why book the match? Like I said with Jacob Fatu and Cody, they did a brawl. Some people might have liked it, but I wanted the match. Okay, the brawl was cool and all. I'm not doubting that, but the match. Why are we booking things and we don't go through with it? I don't get that. That's the thing about the WWE I don't like. They don't go through with things. So don't book it then. But yeah, Finn, he attacks him, and all right, so he takes both of them. Well, does he hit AJ? Maybe he does, but he doesn't do it as much as he does with CM Punk. Like, he definitely, like, he goes around the corner, he hits the double kick into the barricade. Then he brings him into the ring and hits him with multiple coup de grace, right? And it just stands tall. And that's how we end Monday Night Raw. So, all right, so Finn is still a bastard. But I don't know. I think at the end of it, I don't know if there's any coming back from this. CM Punk is definitely going to be pissed off with him with this one. But again, Liv Morgan did get in his head and manipulated him. So I don't know. I think after this, maybe we go face with Finn, but I don't know. Let's see what happens. But yeah, that's how we end Monday Night Raw. Definitely gonna be a busy week with these shows. We have NXT, we have AEW in the middle of the week, then I got Friday Night SmackDown, and then we got the Royal Rumble. So yeah, it's gonna be a busy week for me. So yeah, man. Check out my other videos. Look at the description box. You guys want to catch my TikTok where I do these funny skits? They're funny. If you don't find them funny, it's okay. Same name, same logo on TikTok. But like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.